the new ChatGPT features with logo creation is a game changer for a lot of small business owners. This was a huge struggle of my first businesses, trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to create. And this makes it so easy with just a few prompts. So I decided to make I'm going to go through and make a microbrewery. Like I basically came up with an idea for a business and say, let's see how easy it can make these logos with the simple prompts that I give it. Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I typed in, I'm starting a microbrewery and want to work on a logo for the business. I want to be American focused and themed. I want the brand to be stylized like a 1950s pinup drawings and artwork that you would see on the side of like a World War II plane.
That'd be cool.
It'd be really cool. So first I was like, let's just start with a name because I didn't have a name in my head for this. So I was like, give me some name options. So it gave me 10 name options, and they're all actually pretty dang good.
I kind of like Victory Ale Works.
Yeah, so
cool.
Pinup Brewing Company, Victory Ale Works, Bomber Brew Co.,
Red, White, and Brew.
Red, White, and Brew, which is pretty cool. Liberty Flight Brewing, Aviators Ale House, which is actually really cool too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Brewed in Bold, Stars and Stripes Brewing, Old Glory Brews,
Dude,
which is super cool.
I think that's a good one.
And the Betty Brew Company.
So which one did you choose?
So it's funny.
Old Glory?
I did Victory Ale Works, actually, the
funny.
first one that you did. So
that's really funny.
Basically, all I did, because I kind of gave it a description at the top, right? I said I want it to be 1950s pinup drawings. I want it to be like on the side of. So I already kind of gave it the instructions. So on the next one, I said, let's go with Victory Ale Works. Now create me a logo with the instructions above.
Okay.
So this is what it created, which I think is pretty awesome.
That's super clean too.
It's super clean. It looks really cool. I love that it gave it a kind of a sepia vintage look as well. It didn't just give it like a white background, gave it kind of a rugged, like old.
Yeah, like antique
background. I love that. So it pretty much nailed what I was looking for, right? So
this has gotten so good.
Yes.
Like
and
before you'd get like all these weird artifacts and
Totally.
stuff. And you didn't even give it that many instructions.
no, I gave it 2-3 things maybe.
That's wild.
And it got the words right. So that's a big improvement over a month ago. But that looks so good. The details in it are awesome.
Yeah.
So I put, this is great. Now let's do 3 logos for specific beers that I'll be selling.
Okay.
So now let's go through, because if I'm microbrewery, I'm like, okay, I have an American lager, I have a Hefeweizen, and I have, let's say, a wheat beer, like a golden wheat. Let's go work on those 3. So I said, let's do
And I noticed you're saying, let's do this one first instead of doing like, give me all 3, because it doesn't really do it that way, right?
No,
it usually does it one at a time. And it's like,
right.
Let me know when you want to do the next one.
Yeah, and I think it's easier to give it instructions. Can you imagine having all 3 and then being like, oh, okay, I want this on this one, it's going to be a nightmare. Yeah. So just do one at a time. So first, let's do an American lager and give me a name for the beer. So I want a name for the beer. It just gave me one, but I actually really liked it. Patriot Pilsner, which I like Pilsners. Patriot Pilsner sounds good. It's like, let's do it. So now create me a logo with a blonde woman with an American theme in the same style, but for the Patriot Pilsner. So now, because I didn't give it a lot of prompts, it basically failed to load a few times, which I thought was interesting. But then when it finally went through, it did the exact same one basically as my logo. So I didn't want it to be the exact same, so I wanted to change it. Right. I really like the look of the girl. I like the whole thing. Like her top is American themed as well. Like it's pretty cool.
Right.
It works, looks good. They got the words right, but we don't want it to be the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through and I said, this is too similar to our main logo. Let's have a B-52 bomber in the background, have the woman saluting, giving her a flight jacket from the 1950s.
That's good instructions.
Yes. So now it did a pretty dang good job. Kind of messed up on the wing back here. Right?
Yeah.
And it kind of looks really extended because it's a silhouette. And it has a very similar background still, but overall it's getting there, right? It's saluting her. Her hand looks normal. I don't know if you ever worked with ChatGPT before, the hands were really tricky.
Right.
You'd either have 3 or 4 fingers or just like blend things. They would look weird. They
looks
have the
very
thumb
odd.
on the opposite side. So it'd be like a left hand, but left arm, but a right hand.
Right.
Things like that. It's doing really good job. So I gave it some more instruction. I said, make the bomber smaller in the background. Because out of all the things, I think that was it was just weird. So I was like, all right, let's do that. And it did a pretty good job. Just a little small bomber or jet in the background. Gave her a little star in her hair. Like, I think that looks really good for like a beer. I was like, that's cool. All right, let's move on. All right, let's do the Hefeweizen beer, which I totally spelled Hefeweizen wrong, but I was going for it. It corrected me here. Nice. And anyway, I said Winged Victory Hefeweizen. And I was like, give me 5 options because I wasn't really thrilled about that one, right? Yeah. So it did Winged Victory Hefeweizen, Bombers Weizen, Flight Deck Hef, which I thought was like, that's pretty good. Sky Pilot Hefeweizen or Airborne Wheat Ale. I said, let's do it again, but let's make it Navy themed.
Okay.
So like we had the first one, which is just kind of a general, like almost airborne type thing. I was like, you know what? Let's, instead of the Air Force, let's go into the Navy. And then the next one will be another branch of the military. So it went Anchors Away Hefeweizen, Admirals Hefeweizen, Deckhand Hefeweizen, Portside Hefeweizen, or Carrier Hefeweizen.
Which one do you go with? My vote is 4. What'd you go with?
I went number 1 because I like number 1. So it's
Anchors Away.
Let's do Anchors Away Hefeweizen and create me a logo for this beer. Change up the background, but keep the theme. Give me a brunette woman and make it a pinup style with the Navy theme.
Sweet.
And that's what I came up with.
Oh, that's good.
Pretty good, man.
Yeah.
So the only thing I was like, I don't want every girl in my brand to be saluting. Yeah. So the last one was saluting. Let's not do a salute on this one. So that's what I gave it as a prompt. I was like, this is good, but do not have her saluting.
Okay.
So it came up with this.
I was going to guess it was going to do hands on the hips.
And I like it. It looks good, very clean, very simple. I was like, that's sweet. I like that.
That's good.
So I was like, let's move on to...
Is that how you spell away? Anchors Away?
Yeah, that surprised me, but I'm going to trust ChatGPT over my spelling ability. So I was like, all right, sounds good to me.
Hey, that's,
yeah.
That's crazy.
So next, let's do a honey wheat beer. Give me some names for the beer that will be Army themed. So we did Air Force, we did Navy. Now let's do Army. So Frontline Honey Wheat, which I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Boot Camp Honey Wheat, which I thought was also very good. Platoon's Gold Wheat, Recon Honey Wheat, and Battle Ration Wheat, which I just thought that one was actually pretty good too. So which one would you pick?
I think Frontline, number 1.
Yeah, so that's what I ended up going with. Okay, let's go with Frontline Honey Wheat. Make a new logo with a woman riding on the top of a tank. Make it and I was like, make it even more 1950s pinup style. Like make it like a little risque, but like something that would bring people in, really like it. Like something that I would wear on a shirt.
Right.
Like, that's what I want. Right?
Well, I've seen you wear shirts like that.
Yeah, and I really like them. So I was like, all right, let's do it. Dude, look at how it nailed this. Dude, that's perfect.
That's awesome.
It's phenomenal the way and how good it's doing these things. Like the tank is really cool. It looks very 1950s artwork. The big white star on the side is very classic, like tank from the World War II. And just the Army theme got her in the Army green. I love that she has heels on. That's like the same color as the font. Like they just little things about it were like, wow, that's really good, dude.
Think how much you would pay a graphic designer to come up with something like this from scratch.
Yeah, 100%. And because I've done it before, like years ago.
Right.
Or it's like, I don't have time to do this. I'm going to pay somebody and it's expensive. Now you could do this with simple prompts. Dude, this took me 10 minutes.
Right.
And now I have a logo for a brand and 3 logos and artwork that I can put on apparel, but for the beer itself. And I'm like, that is a game changer for small businesses. And if you're not using this as a small business owner, you're kind of
wasting money.
You're wasting time. You're wasting money. And let's be honest, like a lot of artwork that you don't, this is very artsy. It's very good. If you're trying to design stuff yourself on any software, that doesn't just, a lot of times it's probably not going to be as good as this.
Right.
Like I've seen artwork from clients and from people like just friends and stuff. They're like, hey, I'm trying to do this. And they throw me their logo and it's pretty bad.
Right.
This, you can get something very clean with the simple prompts. It looks so good. The potential for this is just really, you can really build a brand instead of just like a product. Like you can really build a brand.
Well, and now that it has memory.
Yeah, now it's memory. So as an owner, if this was my microbrewery and I'm going, I would just have a whole conversation on just logo creation, artwork, that kind of stuff to help build the brewery out. Like if you're having a restaurant brewery, not just selling beer, like you can really design and get a good theme for what you want restaurant wise.
Right.
But then every can of beer that you have has a good flow to it, right? Like you can also on here, which I haven't done, but we could create the actual can design on here. And then from there,
I was gonna say it would be interesting to see what it looked like on like a can or bottle or something.
Yeah, I wonder. You know what? Let's do it real quick live.
And while you're doing that, I wanted to also kind of plug in a new-ish feature of ChatGPT, which is called projects. And so you can create a project. So for something like this, you'd create a project for your brewery, right? And you'd give it instructions. And then every chat that you create, you can create multiple chats in that project, but it references the original instructions.
And I do that for now. Every client has their own project folder. And then within there, it's like if we're working on specific copy for a website, that has its own conversation, right? Yes. And it has its prompts that I've given it before that it remembers, and it will just go off of that. So I don't ever have to there, or even let's say a caption for social media. If I have a conversation, I set this up, this is a caption for social media. Now I don't have to say I am writing a caption for social media. I can literally just say like the specific topic about a product. So I can say like this shoe with and the goal is this, and it knows I'm looking for a caption. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so
you don't have to say act as a marketer or like you're a professional marketer. You put all that stuff in at the beginning,
right?
Because you know that's what you're doing.
So. This is on a paid platform. This is on the ChatGPT Pro, and so to use this, it's $20 a month, but it is so worth it. I mean, just for this one capability, it's worth it.
Even if you only had to get it for like 1 month, you know, like we talked about costs of graphic designers, and in this case, you'd have to hire an illustrator.
Yeah.
And a designer kind of a thing.
Totally.
And so like I would imagine for one design, you're going to pay, I don't know, what would you guess? Like
it's expensive.
Like over $1,000, right? For them to create a custom illustration logo for you.
Because they're going to do several versions of it. Look at that. Right. That turned out pretty good. Now, I don't like the can look, but you can change that. So I could say I want the background of the can or the whatever to be tan.
Yeah.
Or something.
Well, I want more decorative elements on it. You know,
it's totally. But like the fact that I can just do this, see the can and say, okay, I can kind of envision my logo on the can now, right? Like it's giving the light reflection. It's sitting on there. Also, I do want to point out, it did change the logo slightly. As you can see, she's saluting in this one, smiling a little different. Oh, yeah. And it's slightly different, but man, it's close. It's still really good.
Yeah.
But it changes. So you might have to go on there and change it. But I think this is a good example of, okay, I can now see this in real life, right? Like it looks like a real can, and it put it onto the can really well.
So impressive. Like it makes me feel bad for a lot of the really talented illustrators and designers out there that this is basically taking their jobs.
Yeah, I think like a lot of innovation, they just have to pivot on how they do things, right? So like for them, they can upload their artwork and then say that this is the new things that ChatGPT is adding is you can upload artwork and kind of get a theme that you want, and from the theme start designing through ChatGPT.
But what's preventing the companies from finding someone's artwork and just copying it and
be like, I like this,
saving it and say, make it in this style?
Well, and I think we're going to get to a point with this kind of stuff. Let's say like email blasts. You can see an email you like and say, ooh, I really like this style. And you can screenshot the style of the email and then upload it and say, create me an email with these. And then you upload some photos of your products and then it creates the email for you.
Well, and I think a lot, if some of these illustrators and designers want to survive what has already happened and what will happen in the future with AI, I think they just need to become really good at prompting and using that to expedite. And what I can see happening is people won't be able to charge as much.
Yeah. So they're going to have to do more quantity over quality because of how quick you can do things. Yeah. Like this takes a lot less time. So now you can do more for the same price or same time frame, which means you can charge less, but you have to do more work.
And I imagine it would be mostly in-house marketer or in-house designers that wouldn't be as impacted, because I think about the time it takes to just communicate with a freelancer or a contractor. You could just communicate that within ChatGPT itself.
Yeah, freelancers are going to get hit kind of hard, I would say, by the AI just getting better and better, especially with image generation.
Definitely. But yeah, super, super impressive. And I noticed you're using the mini version of ChatGPT. Was that intentional, or was
no? It was automatically on mini, and then I switched it to mini high because the mini kept. So there's loading issues. Like as we were talking, this was loading. So if you're watching the video or the video podcast, you can see that it actually takes quite a bit of time to generate this photo, but it's a really good photo. So really long time for AI. Not really. I mean, it was less than like 2 minutes.
Right.
But it was automatically on mini, and then I switched it to mini high. So I could go to here, just ChatGPT 4.0, which would be the best, right? Would be a little bit faster, or would be
I wonder if the quality and stuff would change.
Yeah.
But
there's a bunch of models.
The fact that the mini ones are doing this good,
it's fantastic.
This is a game changer for most businesses. So I think the main takeaway for most businesses, if you're not using this to create graphics and stuff, or if your graphics team is not using this, get them on it. Because you're going to be able to produce so much more for either the same price that you're already paying or potentially less.
Or if you're an entrepreneur and you're just starting out and you have nowhere, you're like, I don't know what to do with I'm not a design person. You don't need to be anymore. You can have an idea in your head.
Website, or sorry, not a good website. You can have a really good logo.
And brand. You can really brand your entire company where it's everything looks similar, everything has, and with the conversations, it will keep that theme throughout. So you don't have to do much work except to prompt it. Yeah. And you don't need experience doing all these other softwares. You just have to type in what you want. It's going to be really important for those new entrepreneurs that are just starting, trying to grow a business, that don't have a lot of money, which most entrepreneurs starting out, they don't have a ton of capital to work with. So this will be perfect.
Love it.
Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment below on if you agreed with today's topic, disagreed with today's topic. Let's start a discussion to figure out the best practices to grow your small business.
Please visit us at launchingpros.com, where you can find more information on how to grow your business as an entrepreneur.